Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 rated sportsbook app out there. Use code DNVR when you sign up with a new account. Are we on camera yet? No, we're not. Okay, there we are.
Yeah.
Victory shots
Victory
at the
shot.
DNVR
Cheers,
bar.
boys.
Let's go. All around.
Oh.
All right, well, it was supposed to be Jaeger and it wasn't, so
Definitely
not my fault.
Jaeger.
No.
No.
That game didn't
My
feel...
face burns.
The game didn't feel like Jaeger either, though. Let's be honest. It was a little sloppy up front, but it took care of things at the end.
Yo, as long as we're cool, we have untraded Nazem Kadri. We've decided the offseason was good again. Brandon Saad has 4 points in 2 games. All is right in the universe. Everything is okay. We can all calm down. They've won 2 games in a row. I don't even know what their record. They're 5-3 on the season. They're 1 point behind Vegas in the standings. Woosah.
Win streak.
Win
Streak.
Yo, not yet.
2 games,
It's
just
just
2 in a row.
It's just 2 games in a row.
That's a win streak.
Lou Brown taught me that 3 is a winning streak, okay? And I go with Lou Brown.
Okay, I'm going with 2. That's a win streak.
It's like a winning line.
Yeah,
like,
you're
the threes.
way too low of expectations here.
It's a really sore subject. I don't know. You're trying to have a good time.
A little touchy in here.
Let's not bring up old stuff.
We're looking
I'll say
forward.
this. I was in on Kadri goal, so that helps ease
Money.
the pain a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, everyone in the DNVR bets chat today was just like Kadri goal, Kadri goal, Kadri
Yeah.
goal, and I was like, no, guys, I don't think so.
I was in on Kadri power play goal.
And then everyone was like, come on, Kadri goal. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not gonna go against the people. Like, I'm not Robin Hood here. I'm for the people. So I rode with it.
We have to. It's too bad because Robin Hood had an awesome reputation. The actual Robin Hood.
The real Robin Hood.
Then the app Robin Hood just decided to hone in and ruin everything.
It'd be
They're
the
done.
exact opposite.
Yeah.
Oh, they're done.
So anyways, I hit Mikko goal, Nate shots, Landy shots, Avs win, and there you go.
So just you missed
4 out
one.
of 5's not bad, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good night.
4 out of 5. Oh, and I also had Nate 3-point night, which didn't hit, but it was
Well,
just a sprinkle.
We don't talk about that one. I mean,
Sprinkles ruin cupcakes anyway.
all right.
Wow.
What closed higher tonight? GME stock or Kadri shots on goal?
Kadri shots on goal, straight up.
Oh my goodness.
Because there was no awkward manipulation going on. It was all. I mean, Kadri, 10 shots on goal and 17 shot attempts. The Sharks had 21 shots on goal.
Halved them by himself.
Kadri was half the Sharks tonight.
Does my mic work? Yes, it does. Okay, real quick. It's
Yes.
hilarious to me that Ryan has created a brand where he comes on when the teams win. So it's Ryan Winningsburg.
Yes.
Ryan Winningsburg confirmed.
We have some super chaps
Oh,
in
already.
the comment. Vaguely sober. Bo knows.
Pretty good description.
dubs.
Avs are 3-1 with Bo in the lineup now, so not bad.
Yeah,
Not
Someone
bad.
else-
hockey.
Someone else said Swedish fish shots.
We're working on it.
Yeah, once we get
Working
the
on
Swedish
that.
fish, we'll figure it out.
We will get that done next time. Just took a victory shot with you. Then we have one
My
more.
people.
We'll pledge
Jeez.
99 cents for every Avs win.
Wow.
Is what
All right.
CTO Digo
Love
says.
to see it.
Shout out Spencer.
My
Spencer.
man.
All right,
All right.
go back to your topics.
So how did you guys stay awake through the first period of this hockey game? Let's start there.
I was
because
eating wings.
That was disgusting hockey.
So I was kind of distracted, and I remember telling you, remind me to get wings earlier, because I missed the first 8 minutes of the game. I was watching, but when you're eating delicious DNVR bar wings, you're not paying attention to what you're watching. It's just a filter. So I was a little distracted. So I didn't have a problem staying awake because I was enjoying delicious eats. I don't know about you guys.
And you
Which
missed
it was
nothing?
your first time having those wings, right?
Yeah, it was. It was my first time
And
having
you
the wings
enjoyed
here.
them.
They were num nums.
I've been told Blaze is an excellent wing eater.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a speed guy, but I can eat a lot of wings.
Pace yourself.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So you're like Sherwood speed?
Oh, maybe not that slow.
It only feels like Kiefer Sherwood is slow because I yelled at him 3 different times tonight and said go, 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 and he did not speed up.
It didn't work.
Any of those 3 times, he did not speed up. kind of wondering if it's personal.
The first 2 periods of that game felt like a drop-in hockey game.
It did.
It was.
We had
some
decided
shinny going
that
on.
it was super shinny
Yeah.
which we
That's
were going
the
to make
word
a Street Fighter
Shinny,
style.
to be clear. This is
Yeah,
not
with N's.
Yeah.
Not T's.
Oh, I thought it was teased the whole time.
Oh. That's why you kept on laughing at that.
Brandon Todd looks like he's in an interrogation right now. Doing his
Blink
post-game
twice
interview.
if you're okay.
Yeah. Is he all right? Does he need assistance?
Watch it. Look at his eyes.
He does. He needs help. Somebody go save him.
Looks like the same room I'm gonna go do my video in later tonight.
Yeah, that mic is, or that camera's way closer though.
Yeah, it's
There's
true.
a couch right in front of him.
Oh God. Oh God. Don't bring up 5s tonight. All right, we don't need to talk about 5s, even if the Avs did hit 5 posts.
My goodness.
I mean, what?
They were posting up.
I guess they won the game,
Word.
right?
bad.
So you kind of write it off a little bit, but that's now 14 posts in 8 hockey games for Colorado.
To me, that's just 14 times they've beaten goaltenders and haven't been on the score sheet.
yeah.
So when we talk about, oh, this guy's struggling or that guy's struggling or whatever, it's all in context. It's all in that they've still been beating goaltenders. I don't know if anybody saw, but P.S. John Gibson is still playing insane.
Yep.
So that whatever he did against the Avs, that was not a one-off. It's just happening every night.
Did you see that save? Is
Yeah.
that what you're talking about? Where he came across the
Yeah.
crease? Oh my goodness.
He just keeps
is
doing
good. He is good. He is on fire this year.
Yeah, that's why you trade for him after he has the bad year last year.
What? If the Avs could have traded for him at any time, I think we would take that.
Well, and we say that, but Philip Grubauer 2 shutouts already.
yeah, true.
On the season, and had to make some big saves. It wasn't like, okay, well I'm back here, and I guess things are happening.
All right,
like
He could have
played pretty well.
Let's piss off our goalie following. I know you just said he played
Oh,
pretty
goodness.
well, but for a shutout, it was a pretty dicey night for Grubauer.
I didn't even think about the fact that it was a shutout until right now.
Yeah.
So that's...
That's good, because if you would have said something during the game.
Well, I
it
would
would've-
never do that. Everyone knows I believe in jinxes, unlike AJ and Rudo.
That's because we live on planet Earth and not some fantasy land where we have that ultimate power.
Jacob Hill here saying the Avs have been seeing Dr. Dubs.
true.
You know what?
Took
Thank you
AJ's
for the
advice.
What
super
is
chat.
their record since I started going to see the Dr. Dubs?
When did you start after Byram or not? Are they 3-1?
I think it was the day after. I think it was his
so 2-1.
second game.
They're
yeah.
2-1. Okay.
The start of the streak?
No, no, it was the Gibson game.
And then Connor is in here saying Rudo, they had 6 posts /
No,
crossbars
they had
tonight.
5.
Kale had
They
1.
trust me. They had 5.
Yeah.
I went back. I counted them all. They had 5. Don't listen to Mark Mosier.
He put money on it, so I think
Ooh.
he's very
No, they had 5.
confident.
I will say I
They had
saw
5.
Rudo rewinding and looking at stuff to make sure
Yeah, what
that he
you
was
guys
correct.
don't see on this table here is that Rudo has a monitor and a laptop that he sets up during the game, so he can keep track of those types of things.
I record every game,
Watching-
every major clip.
Watching Rudo is like how I imagine they are like in the NHL office when they go to a review.
Yeah.
Oh, the Toronto
offside
War Room?
and stuff.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Rudo is his own personal war room.
I try my best. I don't know what to tell you.
Someday when you move out of that tiny little apartment, you have to call your new office the
War Room.
War room.
Rudo's War Room.
I'm hoping to move this summer, so we'll
6
see.
monitors.
I have 4 at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's upgrade. Come on.
Need a couple more. Get there. Play every hockey game.
We need a tip jar for your new monitors.
Oh wow.
Since we don't need to travel to go anywhere because there's no point this year. Let's just buy Rudo new
There you
monitors.
go. Guaranteed. I'm not authorized to do this, but all of your super chats go to my monitors now.
Rudo's, I'm claiming super chats.
Oh,
Are you the
sorry.
Robin Hood of this
yeah.
podcast?
More for the rich, less for the poor.
I have to give a formal apology. I called CTOD Ghost Connor, and it's Spencer.
I thought we called him Spencer.
I did call him Spencer.
Yeah, we definitely called him
called
Spencer
I
earlier.
called him Connor
Okay.
Oh.
by mistake.
I know who my man's is.
So I'm really, really sorry.
Anyway, actual
paid-
game related.
Yeah.
Pretty good game. We talked about hey, if you put that kind of offensive effort
I don't
each game out against the Sharks, you're gonna win.
Is good the right word? It was even.
Like it was 0-0 with what 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, even. I wouldn't
10
necessarily
minutes
call
to go
that
in
good.
the third. But they were thoroughly outplaying them. It was very Duxian in that they were generating the chances, they were getting the scoring chances, they were generating the shots, they were dominating possession. They did everything but get one into the net until they did, and then they did it 3 times to leave no doubt.
The pucks were definitely not bouncing our way.
No puck luck.
We were crashing the net, and then the puck would just bounce to the other side or off somebody's stick and then into the corner.
I mean, that's what it took, right? The Avs just kept pushing the pressure, and finally they get a bounce right to Kadri's stick, and that's the first goal of the game.
Well, and then the other two were ones that they tried all game with the cute little cross crease pass with the little tip.
Yep.
And then just a tipped point shot.
Yep.
It felt like we were trying to do too much.
Just kept to me. There were definitely moments of, oh my god, too cute. This is very frustrating.
Sure.
But they were creating so much.
Yeah. Maybe they need to allow one fan in to scream shoot it at them every now and then.
Dude, Evan's in the building, okay?
Come on, Evan. Put on the damn tracksuit and yell,
right.
shoot it.
Just have him run around with a shoot sign.
So, Ryan, were you an Avs fan when they first came to town?
Yeah, of course.
Because to me, this feeling of too cuteness is very reminiscent of the golden era of the Avs. Where
when you have high level of talent, guys are capable of making certain plays. They try to.
Yeah.
For sure. And it's all right. Look, today has been a blast from the past for me. Shout out Vegas Avs fan on Twitter who reminded me of the movie Three Ninjas.
Oh my God.
And
dude.
It broke my brain when he brought it up.
It broke his brain badly enough. It was one of the first things he brought up to me when I saw him tonight.
AJ rolled into the building, and I'm like, dude, Three Ninjas is blowing my mind.
Dude, that is an elite movie.
I agree.
And it turns out that Three Ninjas was that second line the whole time.
Oh, got him.
Brought it back around.
How long have we been live for? We probably need to take our first period break, right?
13 minutes.
Close enough.
We're
We can take our first period break with Breckenridge Brewery. I don't think you guys can see this, but this is an agave wheat right here. Ryan's got one. Blaze has got an Avalanche.
I do not have a beer tonight.
Ooh,
AJ's only doing the hard stuff. Shots only for him.
It's true.
He's like Nazem Kadri.
There you go. You can get Breckenridge Brew down here at the DNVR bar. 8 different types on tap. Or go to the farmhouse down in Littleton. Use code DNVR when you give them a call to get $5 off your order. Of course, check your local liquor store as well. Use Breck Beer Locator online to find Breck Beer near you. We're also sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 rated sportsbook app out there. $55 million they are giving away for Super Bowl 55. Just enter their sweepstakes. I forget what it's called. It's like the Pick'em Challenge. I don't remember. Sorry, I don't have my ad.
Something about the big game because the NFL has
big
a
game
stupid traadmark on Super
prediction
Bowl.
challenge or something.
Oh, you just said it.
You're guaranteed to
God,
win
I'm going to jail.
something.
Per bowel.
Did we find out? You guys were asking about it earlier. Has anyone won more than $3 yet?
No, I haven't seen anyone.
Okay, you can win up to $1 million. So we just haven't gotten lucky.
This is going to
yet,
end up
but-
being like that McDonald's Monopoly game
yeah.
that turned into a massive hoax.
That is a great documentary, by
It
the
is.
way.
Yeah.
There's
my
a doc
goodness.
on that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, about how there was a guy, the security guy that was
Scheme.
in charge of it, and he was giving them away to all of his friends.
to specific
And then
people.
for money.
No
Yeah, for a percentage
way.
kickback. So he just kept giving away $1 million pieces.
Stop.
And be like, you give me 20% of this, and I'll give this to your friend.
That's
What a genius,
and then your
first
friend.
of all.
HBO Max.
Yeah.
I'm so in on that. I
Yeah.
love hoaxes, and I also love documentaries.
It's unreal.
So good.
Is Groovy looking skinny? He looks
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
skinny
yeah,
there.
he
He's
is.
a goaltender, dude.
They got this jumbo
all look,
pads.
Well, they all
yeah.
look really tiny
Yeah.
compared to their gear.
All right.
It looks
so
like he just hopped off his fixie.
JTN super chat here saying, who is what ninja for the DNVR and Three Ninjas?
Andre would be one of the ninjas. Easily, Andre would be one of them.
Landy, it's the second line. So Kadri's the oldest. Kadri is Colt, for sure.
How do
Gosh,
you
I
know
can't-
this?
I can't remember.
It brought it up today, so I had to go watch like significant chunks of this movie.
Did you get to the pizza part? That's the part I remember the most.
I don't.
When the pizza delivery
no,
guy comes.
I did not. I watched the part with the like dummy that they hit and its eyes light up because that's the part we're talking about. And then there was like I didn't actually watch it, but my mind's eye I just let it exist in the nostalgia that it is. I remember the boat that they fight on or something at the end.
Oh yeah, like the big.
You should have just watched it.
I should. I didn't have an hour and a half to watch this movie from
I
my
remember my
childhood.
VCR of it was orange, and that was like pretty cool.
I don't remember that at all. It was a Nickelodeon thing or something.
The VHS.
Is that what I called it?
It was Betamax.
You called it the VCR.
Oh,
VCR is what you put the VHS in.
right. My VHS, VCR, a lot of letters.
LOL.
You're my age. You should know these things.
I know. Well, it's just so long ago.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, to wrap this back in, we're calling it the Three Ninjas line. Bet on them to score every single night from now on because the slump is over. Head on over to DraftKings Sportsbook. When you sign up for a new account,
aggressive.
use code DNVR and jump on in. You can get not only that boost for the Super Bowl, but the $1,000 sign-up bonus as well. So jump in. Why not? Let them know DNVR sent you. Conditions, terms, and restrictions apply. Yeah, I think I got that right. It must be Colorado only. Check it out at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by that DraftKings Sportsbook. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of this game.
We do have a donation for the
all right.
War Room.
Super chats first. All right.
For the War Room.
yes.
All right.
So that one goes to you, Rudo.
Oh, new monitor.
Well, $2 in on some $180 monitors that I need to buy for the 120 hertz super slow mo. I don't know what turn.
Tum.
Oh, is that that's the young
Ninjas.
one? All
Yeah.
right, yeah. Okay.
Wow,
I'm not a
Ethan
ninja.
says my neighborhood was used for the filming.
The filming of the casting couch.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I love these like super random like tangential claims to fame
Right.
where it's like, oh, I was on a flight with David Robinson to Hawaii one time, and it was like, oh yeah, cool.
Neat.
This movie was filmed in my neighborhood
Ethan
once
says
upon a
my
time.
next door neighbor's house was the Three Ninjas house.
I feel
I
like
think that's
Ethan's
pretty
lying
cool.
to us.
I hope he's not.
I believe you.
I want proof.
Who is the? I don't even remember his name. Who's the Mr. Miyagi of Three Ninjas?
Dude,
on
I
the
don't know.
Avs?
I spend my
Such a
time
deep
watching
cut.
Cobra Kai, not Three Ninjas.
Joey is saying you guys jinxed Belmar.
Oh,
We didn't jinx anything.
I didn't do anything to Belmar. The other guy did. The guy that ran into him is the one that jinxed
blame that
him.
guy.
You're never gonna get one over on AJ about jinxing things.
JTN super chat. He says surf ninjas over three ninjas.
I don't know
So-
surf ninjas to be
I think
honest.
the Belmar thing is actually pretty important because
it's definitely impacts the
like
Avs.
he's a classic glue guy, especially one that Bednar like insisted on using. And so I think he'd become a bit of a safety crutch, especially with Calvert now out indefinitely.
Yeah.
To lose two of your best and most often used PK guys, I think that we're gonna have to see major adjustments from the coaching staff. Jost has obviously been great on the PK. They won't not with JT Compher. So increase the PK ice time with Nichushkin, and then what?
Who comes up?
After that, I mean, it's gonna be LOC.
Yeah.
We're not even gonna touch it any of this right now, but it's gonna be Logan O'Connor,
You don't
and then he'll probably get on that PK unit. So I might have answered my own question.
zero faith that the center went down.
No faith whatsoever.
Okay.
As much as we joke about how it's Shane Bednar, the guy has taken every opportunity to play him and passed. So
Yeah.
because if you're crazy if you think Bednar was like, I really love what Bowers has been doing and blah 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 blah. He talks him up all the time, but you're crazy if you think that Bednar in the background is like pounding the table for Bowers, and the front office is just like, no, they're sending him down.
Yeah.
No, he can say whatever he wants publicly, but he obviously hasn't liked enough of what he's seen out of Shane Bowers to play him. Now, is that crazy pants? Probably. Do I need to just gesticulate a little less? Yes, because this mic arm is right in front of my body. But I tell you, dude, they're finding reasons to not play these guys. It's old habits. They're not dying hard. They're just continuing. And it's frustrating. You now have two depth guys out, and instead of it being Shane Bowers and Martin Kaut, guys that you've invested first-round picks and time into, it's going to be Kiefer Sherwood, who's been here for 4 seconds, and Logan O'Connor, who, credit to him, like has done a great job with the opportunity.
So you don't think we're going to see any Shane Bowers this year?
I have. I mean, I just don't have the faith right now. They have to. I don't have the faith that they'll do it. It doesn't mean they won't. They can always surprise. I don't have the faith.
I mean,
and this is really tomorrow's problem. Tonight is fun.
if you're, yeah, I don't want to kill the vibe too much, but I also do want to ask, if you're Jared Bednar and you're rolling out a line of Kiefer, Sherwood, Tyson Jost, and Logan O'Connor,
you're putting a hard cap on what you're going to get out of that line.
Yeah.
How much futility, how much predictable futility do you need out of that line to make the adjustment? To be like, oh, let's give a Martin Kauter, a Shane Bowers the look here. Like what? It's gone fine for Sherwood so far, right? He had an assist. He had a pretty good game tonight. You're feeling like, oh, hey, maybe there's something here. We do this every year with one of these AHL dudes. Because it worked with Ryan Graves once upon a time, we can't continue to talk ourselves into this. The magic beanstalk bean here.
for the record, Sherwood played 8:46 tonight.
Cool.
So it's not like he's
Well, and
getting amazing usage.
And 144 in the first period.
Yeah.
And then Belmar got hurt, and it was like, okay, well,
We have 11, yeah.
Everybody has to up this up a little bit here.
Yeah.
So I don't really have the faith that they're going to do what we want them to do, and it will be frustrating and predictable. But again, we're once again falling into this trap of we're talking about the fourth line like it's super duper important.
Well, it doesn't
We
feel.
have
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it needs to be set though. It feels like you can just switch players out, give them a try,
Yeah.
make sure that they're working out. If they're not
so
working
far,
out,
that's what they've done.
Switch them out.
Like we do remember, Martin Kaut played a game.
Yep.
That's true.
Did not, and it took a penalty right away and did not play particularly well, so he did not get a second game.
Bye.
And like that's one of the luxuries they're going to have with the taxi squad this year, is that they can do that as often as they want.
Yep.
We have a super chat here from James. Thank you, James. He says, keys to beating the 2021 Wild team this Saturday and Sunday. DNVR, my new favorite bar. Keep on keeping on.
Appreciate the love. The key is Cam Talbot's their goalie.
Yeah.
So beat him.
Same thing with the Sharks. If you put up this kind of offensive effort, and Minnesota is a much better defensive team than San Jose. So if you put this kind of offensive effort onto the ice, you'll put yourself into a really good position to win.
Yeah. I think that's the part I love about this shutout the most is Ruby didn't have to try that hard. The Avs dominated this game, at least in the second and third periods. And Gruby made a couple nice saves, sure, but
He came up big when he absolutely had to.
it's not... I'll speak for myself, but I think this probably goes for a lot of the Avs fan bases. Over this past decade or even the last 5 years, you've kind of lulled yourself into this Avalanche hockey of, all right, our goalie's going to have to make 35 saves tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just used to that type of feel, and it's just not the case anymore for this Avalanche team.
Not at all.
Defensively, they're too good. I mean, you look at tonight, like San Jose has some dudes on offense that can at least push the play a little bit. And
Yeah.
What do we think with the Wild?
where they at? What do I think with the Wild? They still don't have a center. Joel Eriksson X is their number one center right now. Like
Tonight they scored 3 goals off of 10 shots.
yeah, in the first period, and they hung on to win 5-3. So
Wow.
against the Kings, and the Kings have been particularly feisty coming from behind. Phrasing, but it's
AJ
like
and backdoors. It's
Minim-
a thing. It's a thing.
they don't understand that joke because they're not in our company Slack.
I know.
I hope we own the Wild this year too.
I mean, it's a
had
4-game series. Half of their games against the Wild this year are about to happen.
Yeah. And it's going to be awesome if we have a great start and just destroy them.
What? I mean, what are the threats there? We'll get to that later, actually.
Yeah.
Let's get to our tonight's game, the king of the game first.
Which I gotta say, shout out to Spencer.
Yep.
He was the one who started the Kadri is due tonight on the DNVR Bets Daily show.
There you go.
So-
Spence called it 3-point
Legend.
night for Nazem Kadri.
We got to work on that comma usage, but the rest of that was.
I mean, look at that
Gold.
shot. You could add jorts into that.
Yeah,
He is wearing jorts. Look at
those are
him.
basically
I thought
jorts.
of it,
It's
but
true.
I didn't have time. I'm
Okay,
feeling
I would
a
also
little
just
bit of
like
a
to
lot.
point out this particular picture. I don't know which blues it is.
Yeah.
But the guy looking up in the background is kind of funny.
It is a bit amusing. Ooh, New Amsterdam vodka in the background.
Because he's totally
Appreciate
looking
it.
up at like a replay of a penalty he just took and is like, oh, damn it.
I screwed up, man. Kadri, this is
These are the numbers
10
you look
shots
at.
on goal.
Yeah.
out of control for sure.
Nathan McKinnon has this type of game, and we're all like, "No, Nathan McKinnon doing Nathan McKinnon things." But Kadri does it, and it's just like, okay, finally, right?
You forget that this dude was a low-end 1C in the league
Yeah.
for a long time.
He has 2 30-goal seasons under his belt for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
the dude can play.
And then
It was
3C.
just that's also what made the early part of the season so frustrating, though. You know that he can play. You've seen it for a decade. You know it's there. He's got it. He had a slow start last year. Remember last year he was on McKinnon's left wing, and people were like, Jared Bednar's an idiot because he's playing him on the left wing. And then it was like, Jared Bednar's an idiot because he's still the 2C. And it's like, look, you give him enough time, he'll figure it out. He's too good.
No argument there. I mean, the second line was just too good tonight. They're the ones that broke through
Again.
finally. Yeah, the last 2 games against the Sharks. I love playing with numbers early in the season because after tonight, the entire Avs second line is now on pace for 20-goal seasons. So, I'm glad that we panicked about nothing early in the season.
I mean, we were cool. I'm giving us credit because you and I were like, it'll be fine.
I mean, I'll give you credit. I feel like I got some credit. What
Did
is
you
it?
see that comment from
No.
Adam?
He said, I made 12 wings for lunch today and couldn't eat the last 3. Most washed thing ever. Don't know
The
why I'm
dad
sharing
vibe
this."
coming out of Adam right now.
It's the perfect picture for him for that
Yeah.
comment.
It honestly makes me feel good because I actually had wings for lunch as well today with Spano. We ordered 24 between us, and I think I ate 15 of them.
There you go.
That's not very many.
Well, I just mean like
Blaze is like,
I kept
gotta
looking
eat
over and
50.
he kept leaving. So like he wasn't going into town. So I was like, all right, well, someone's got to finish these.
These are mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're saying that Swedish vodka, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce
Yeah, the
it.
Aquavit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out the Eurolanche, by the way. If you guys
Yeah.
are staying up to watch these games, you're monsters. Credit where credit's due to the crazy people that watch this at 4 a.m.
Everyone in the
Dedication.
comments also is saying 6 from what they
It's
counted.
5. There are 6 if
letting
you
you
include
know.
the Ducks post.
Oh.
The Sharks.
Shit. Yeah. They're all.
He called them the Ducks before we started. Blaze called them the Wild. We're all over the place.
I was looking
California
for-
teams. They're all the same.
Right now, they kind of are.
Right?
They're all of them are just varying degrees of like just not that good.
Mediocre at best. Yeah. Kind
I mean,
of.
the goaltending is a lot different. Dubnik was
That's true.
a leaky
Yeah.
sieve tonight. We just couldn't get it
Yeah.
in.
If the goal is 1 inch wide or 7 past Dubnik tonight,
Yeah.
like
And isn't there an interesting trend that's building of the games where the Avs don't score a bunch of goals, they hit a bunch of posts?
yeah, it's
Well, I mean,
not like
just
they're
beating
far off.
goaltenders.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah, the beating goaltenders. It's fine. This is how you know that things are going well. If they weren't doing any of those things and they were scoring 1 or 2 goals a game, and you're like, geez, man, they're not even getting that close. But the fact that there's 14 posts on the season or whatever
Correct.
already is like,
Everyone is asking if you counted the one that bounced off of Donskoy.
Ah, yes. No, that one did not bounce off of Donskoy. That bounced off the Sharks player, so I did not count that one.
So that's where.
this is our discrepancy.
Yeah.
but like,
Cool.
you made the point the other night about how many times do you have to blow out a team before blowouts are just a thing that you do and they're not an aberration. And it's like they're an inch away from blowouts in a game like this.
Well, and it's actually, I think this is now 4 of their 8 games that they have absolutely like laid waste to the opponent in terms of shot attempts and scoring chances and all that. So now all of a sudden, because it's happened a couple, now you're like, that's half their games.
Yeah.
You're really not you're feeling like the only bad loss right now is the John Gibson game.
Yeah.
The only like
that even
that
that
just
doesn't feel like a
missed
bad
opportunity,
loss.
I should say.
And it's crazy how many shots were on goal, especially with all the blocks that happened. They were stacking the
Yeah.
box with players.
Yeah.
We couldn't get a puck through, and we
A
still
little
killed them
younger
on
than
shots.
that, JTN.
I
Yikes.
it's interesting to see what results in success against a team that packs the box like that, because one of my main complaints about the Avs year in and year out, they tend to lean on the point shot a little bit more than I would prefer.
Yeah.
And look what happened in the third period. They finally get a breakthrough. They get a puck in deep, which Sure. You know what? It did come from a point shot. But the resulting goal comes from people getting in deep in the zone and finally getting a rebound, doing the dirty work, and then the breakout comes. Great plays in front of the net was what results in the Avs kind of running away with it in the third period.
Got to give a shout out here to Justin.
Justin just bought a year
subscription,
to
my
DNVR.
man.
Nice.
Keep up the awesome work, guys. You rock, Justin. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the family.
It's going to be a fun year, too.
Someone said with
Yeah, it
all
is.
of these birthdays for Allie, she's 93 years old now.
I felt 93 after the first two periods of this hockey
my
game,
goodness.
man. Like,
These are the
felt
games that you
fine.
get scared about, right? Going into the third, you've had all these chances.
Yeah.
You just can't. You
Yeah.
just can't put it past them, and then all of a sudden they get some fluky goal.
yeah, something stupid happens.
Like,
Off your own skate.
It was great the way they came out though in the third. Like they came out.
I think that
and
was
just punched
that's
them
the
in the
encouraging thing is that they just kept pushing.
Yeah.
And that even so far, you go back to the last couple of games, even when things have not gone their way, they just kept working hard. And it's a total mentality shift from what we saw at the very, very beginning of the year. You know, obviously the St. Louis game was just bad. But then after that, like when they got leaned on in LA, the game that they lost, they kind of folded up shop.
Yeah.
And remember that third period? They go into that third period, they're tied, and they end up with like 2 shots on goal. And it was just the whole thing was like this is garbage.
That
Like,
first game was.
you
it
need
felt
better.
Yeah, that first game felt like you have to stop believing the hype, right? Because you still have to go out there and
I
perform.
mean, I feel like it was just if they were buying into their own hype, then the first game wouldn't have been a wake up call, in my opinion. If a team is buying its own hype, it lasts way longer than one game, way long. And they
so it was
just
a fluke game.
I just think it was the first game of the year, and it happens sometimes.
yeah.
So, and even then, that was a 2-1 game in the third period.
Yeah.
Like they didn't play particularly well, and they were in it.
I think that's kind of this is a game to hang your hat on as the Avs fan that has gone through this season and said, well, the blowouts don't count and every game has been super close. This ended up being a 3-0 win for the Avs.
Well, and again, recent trend, they started the year not good in the third period, and it was something that we were starting to talk about. 3 games in a row. You could even say 4 games in a row. Pretty good third periods.
And if you look at
Julian-
the history, oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
If you look at the history of the Avs too, there's been so many years where it's like close game, right? You're right in it, 2-2, whatever.
Yeah.
We go into the third period, give up just the worst goal at the worst possible time. And I think Avs fans have gotten used to that. And now, like, it's a different team. It's a different setup. We don't see that as often anymore.
It's amazing what happens when you're really good defensively.
Yeah.
Julian here saying, Rudo, please warn me if the meme comes out. My 8-year-old daughter is still up.
That's on Allie tonight. She has all the power of putting up those memes.
And then Ethan said, I will call my parents right now to wake them up, get the VHS of 3 Ninjas, high noon at Mega Mountain, and get the receipts.
Good. Do it. You keep talking. It's easy to post in YouTube. Where are them receipts,
Are you
bro?
like in the background? I hope you are.
I just have to say we're talking about like a sequel to 3 Ninjas. Is that what he was?
Yeah, the sequel was fine. It wasn't as good as the first one.
But that's what High Noon at Mega Mountain, or is that?
No, the High Noon is one of them, and then Mega Mountain's a different one.
Okay. All right. I think I only ever saw the first one.
I've never seen any of them.
You're a little too old, I think.
I'm an
Blaze,
old
yeah.
man.
And your kids weren't the right age for you to be
Right, you
watching.
kinda
either.
missed
yeah.
No, we were watching Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, that's like my sister's age. Allie, maybe Allie was young enough. Yeah.
I was actually, my little brothers watched Phineas and Ferb.
Okay, so
But
you're
what about
close.
3
I definitely
Ninjas?
know.
No, too young for sure.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, definitely.
Even Drew said Allie's probably so confused.
It was on like the older edge for me. I like barely caught it, so not quite there. We do have to take our second period break here. Let you guys know about Hassel Cattle Company. We already brought you damn good beer. We're bringing you damn good beef now as well. Jump on the bandwagon. Wow, I'm struggling. The Wagyu beef that they have is some of the best
Wagyu.
out there. The blue-collar Wagyu, they call it, because it's affordable for every man and woman in the USA. They ship around the country. When you spend $200 or more, you get free shipping on things like their burgers, which won the Northeast Burger Jam. You can also jump in on a number of other Wagyu pieces, as AJ is making fun of my
No. Nothing to do with you.
Okay, all right. That's fine.
Apparently, Winnipeg has an outbreak of sexually suggestive snowmen.
Excuse me.
All right, put your daughter to bed.
Bring up the pictures.
Let's go. Let's go.
What?
Hassel Cattle Company. You can go to
Dude, why are they
HASS
showing this? Come
ELLcattlecompany.com to get your orders in. Use code DNVR to get 10% off. Again, $200 or more on your order, and you get free shipping as well anywhere in the U.S. So jump on it today. We have a super chat from Spence again. The short stint of Saad, Naz, and Donskoy, and then Saad, Naz, and Burra followed that shit up by
Jonas
being
Donskoy was
better.
really good tonight.
He was super
I
solid.
liked him the entire game. I kept thinking, man, that guy, he is around everything good right now. Is the exact opposite of Ryan Graves, who once again was around everything bad.
That's
Spencer, I'm trying to get to all the comments. I didn't let your super chat die. See, they're talking about
Did
it
we
right
get
now.
all the super chats?
Yeah,
Did we
this
miss
is the one
anybody?
you guys
All
are
right.
talking about,
Great.
but I'm trying to get to everything.
My favorite part of the game is when I said, Kadri's having a pretty good game, and Rudo said,
And then he scored
And then he
5
scored
seconds
five
later.
seconds
Not even
later.
5 seconds. It was like
and
right
then he
at the end of
happened
that.
to add 2 more points.
Yep. Turned out pretty okay for Kadri.
I
guess.
actually give Rudo a little bit of credit for that.
I feel like
The-
Rudo didn't
the
Rudo
anti-
say, if you say so, and then he scored.
That's Rudo's favorite saying.
Yep.
If you say so.
If you say so.
Say so.
I guess Kadri's elite. I don't know what to tell you.
It was overdue. Like a night like tonight was over. That's the dam breaking on a talented player who's really just like, it's been building.
Yep. He got a cheap goal early. You saw the sauce the first game against the Sharks. And then tonight it finally
I don't know if I'd call that sauce that we saw.
accidental sauce.
It was like
for sure.
a butterfly pass.
It's like you put the ranch in with like the
No, this
spicy
is
mayo,
bullshit.
and you
No,
accidentally
it was
got
legit.
Cane's raising.
It was a flop pass.
You guys tried to take this credit the other day too. No, it was legit.
I mean, he was
It was a
trying to
flop
pass it to Burakovsky, but it was pretty ugly. And then it just happened to land flat. Like,
yeah, it just happened to do exactly what he wanted. Totally an accident.
oh yeah,
That's how life
Yo,
goes.
I
man.
will put him there.
I frequently accidentally do the things I intend to
We'll
do.
run that position back 100 times and see how many times that pass works out for him.
All I had to
Like,
do, we 1 for 1.
Michael
One for
Spencer
one.
in here saying, I think it's time we talk about Grubauer being
Michael
the
Spencer.
Guy. Isn't what's
Michael Harrison.
Michael
Michael
Harrison.
My
yeah.
brain, guys. I'm really
Just call him Cygnus. All right.
sickness. I'm sorry. I think I'm sorry. I think it's time we talk about Grubauer being the guy. Love you all.
I mean, he has no choice, right? Fran Sosa's on IR now, so
Yeah. Well, and this is we talked about at the beginning of the year. It's contract year.
Yep.
It's make or break it for him. He's on the wrong side of 30. You don't get other opportunities to backstop cup contenders.
He was great tonight. I mean, half the time he was probably, live tweeting the game from back there.
I think he was really good in the first period where it really could have seesawed. It could have gone either way. And then after that, it was just, don't screw this up.
Yeah.
Like, just keep holding out until the boys figure it out, and then don't screw. And they've put him in that position a couple of times this year, and he's been good in all of them.
Yeah, those
His
are-
only bad game was 2 nights ago, and it didn't matter.
Sometimes with the goalies, too, when they're not getting tested back there and then they, have to face something,
Yeah.
catches them off guard. So
Well,
he was sharp tonight he saw 19 shots?
21.
21. Still, that's not very many.
It's not.
For 3 periods.
Nope.
Next question, which multiple people have mentioned. How come AJ isn't commenting on the softness of his chair tonight?
Because I am significantly more sober than I was 2 nights ago.
this isn't a 7-3 blowout, all right?
And I'm driving tonight, so I am not drinking.
Great,
The drinks
great
were
stuff
flowing
here,
on Tuesday night.
Yeah, again, I was not driving. So this is the number one thing that determines how hard I go is, am I driving home that night? Because if I am, then I will not be getting too hyphy.
Maybe
But-
with the super chats, instead of giving it to Rudo, we can give it to you for an Uber.
yeah.
There we go. Cameron here saying it's a blast hanging with you guys all after the games. Hashtag DNVR. Hashtag Go Avs Go. Thanks for hanging
The
out.
post games right after the game are fun.
They are a
Super
blast.
fun.
I heard if you donate $10, Allie has to take a shot. It's just
What?
something-
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Many
that was,
people
that
have been
was the
saying
rumor.
Yeah.
I don't
On
like
camera.
that rumor.
Allie really doesn't want to take that shot. Would really be a shame if she had to.
Yeah, just so sad.
Kate here saying Allie sounds like a 5th grade teacher who just overheard one of her students say a potty word whenever AJ swears.
It's adult language. We have to be careful about adult language, and then I get into post-game shows and I stop thinking about it.
Spencer here saying, I will pay more money just to thank you, Allie. Thank you.
Oh.
I think
I'm
all of
so
Spencer's
sorry.
super chats that he's bought tonight
That my
are at
brain
least
isn't
$10,
working.
so Allie should do a
Yeah,
shot
you probably
anyway.
should take a
Yeah.
shot.
No, it doesn't work that way.
it's got to be a one-time thing.
Let's wrap up the last 2 goals. We kind of talked about them briefly, but
Michael
Andre Burakovsky getting the beautiful feed.
Sorry, Michael.
It,
I wrote at the end of my takeaways after the last game. I think I just formed it in the phrase of a question. I said, "Is Andre Burakovsky a star?"
so far, the answer this year seems to be yes.
Well, and we go back his Avs career. Now, okay, he had I think 45. He had 45 points in I think 57 games or something like that last year. 55, 50, somewhere right in that range. And then he had I believe 17 points in 15 playoff games.
Yep.
And now I don't know what his exact numbers are, but I'm pretty sure with the games that he's missed, he's right at a point per game this year.
Well,
You're talking about a guy on your second line that you brought in to we need him. We want him to, 20 goals, and if we got 40 points, that'd be great. And if this dude keeps rolling at this
giving us $10 for please. Stop it.
thank you for the 5, Justin.
Oh my goodness, more people.
Everyone Allie's not bringing up, we love you very, very much.
Okay, hold on.
Are you counting the shots you have to take,
Spencer
Allie?
said, "Is Michael Spence our couple name?" Or
they've been shipped. That's their ship name.
That's
Yeah.
definitely where my brain went when I said that.
Fly by ghost.
All right, Danny Utes Avs fan says, weren't you the person who did it on TDSP too? Super chat, Alley shot. James said Alley shot on camera.
1 cent short, unfortunately.
Yeah, so close.
That guy.
So
I know you're on
Semantics.
her side, but don't be that guy.
Semantics.
Matt here saying unleash the floodgates. Shot to JTN saying shot to anyone.
All right.
Thank you.
I mean, we've got
Someone
more
else
shots.
said another shot.
All right, I'll down a beer real hard instead of one of
we can
these.
spread the shots out at this point.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, this
TCM
is,
saying Allie's about to have more shots than Avs hit. Please, no.
But I did want to kind of wrap up the Burakovsky talk first of all.
yeah.
Oh, God.
What Burakovsky got out of the lineup. It was the only driving factor in the second line early in the year. He comes back in, and all of a sudden, the second line starts figuring it out.
The person who sent
Sure.
99 said it's impossible to do $10 on the iPhone.
Oh, well.
Sure, but we also saw individually, Kadri and Saad were not playing well. Sure. And if the difference between them not playing well and playing well is Andre Burakovsky just skating around on the ice with them,
4 or 5.
I think that's weird.
Okay,
That would be a weird thing. So obviously having Burakovsky back helps because he's a really big linchpin in your offense and what you're planning and what you're trying to do. But there's a difference between you brought this guy in for secondary scoring and we brought this guy in to be dangerous when our top line's not on the ice. If he's rolling out there at a point per game, that's not a guy that's this guy's just dangerous.
He's so
that's transformational on your team.
He's so smart around the net, right? It's not just he's a scoring threat. He's also the assist threat. He's going to pass it back to a person that's wide open. It's not just eyes on the net. It's who's got the best chance at scoring. And that's what you're starting to see from him. It's awesome. I love it.
And then you look at his goal tonight. When the Avs got him, it was kind of a softer Euro stereotype with him. Great shot. Didn't want to get mixed in too much with things. And now you see him tonight. He scores. He just going to the front of the net.
Yeah.
Where he'd already hit posts. And it's just he looks like a completely different person.
Yeah.
My question is, what would be stopping him from becoming a star?
Consistency.
Yeah, I mean the night in, night out. If a lot of these guys are star caliber players on their best nights, right? But it's when what about
Those nights he disappears, right?
Yeah, what about the nights where the guy's playing at 60% capacity? We saw that out of Nathan McKinnon tonight, and he ended up with a point. Because that's what happens when you have a guy like McKinnon.
It's streakiness, right?
You're right. Like, and all NHL players are streaky.
Yeah. But it's what do you do when you're not scoring? What are those other things that you're doing?
And his impact has been, like we talked about how Donskoy, when Donskoy's on, he's a difference maker. Things happen around him. And when he's not, he's totally invisible. And with Burakovsky, that's becoming less and less true all the time.
All right. I do have some other questions, but let's do our shot here for everyone but the man who has to drive home.
I mean, you guys have to drive too.
Yeah, but I'm going to be here for a minute. It's all right.
Cheers.
Cheers to the Avs W.
Thank you for the super chats.
I really don't like tequila. What are you handing this to me?
Put your cup inside of my cup.
Oh, all right.
Oh, there
efficiency.
you go.
I see.
I know I have to do one more. Hold on.
Oh, poor Allie.
Just Allie.
In the
though.
meantime,
Messed up.
we're having Drew Kreisman on the show on Saturday, first of all, so be sure to tune into that post
Wait a
game.
second. I thought Drew died today. I'm sorry. Didn't he die?
Oh, yeah. You pronounced him dead.
When he said
Did he
that
die?
Jordan was better.
Then
Oh,
Gretzky.
true.
Gretzky.
Yeah.
So I don't
He's
know.
The idea that Michael Jordan is better than Wayne Gretzky was actually comical. I laughed.
I guess we're gonna have a 20 for 20 with him when he's
I
on.
legitimately laughed so hard because it was like I went and I looked. I didn't realize this, but it was like 351 points in 315 games for Gretzky between ages 35 and 38.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable monster.
The only time in his entire NHL career in which he was not a point per game player was his final season.
38 years old.
And he had like 62 points in 70
Playing
games.
on a dumpster New York Rangers
Yeah.
team.
Like the
Was
only
Messier on
time.
that team?
No, he came in after, right? Or just before.
Yeah.
Just think, Sakic and Gretzky could have both been on that
Yeah,
team.
they won in 94, right?
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
before Wayne came, yeah.
For what it's worth, I was on Team Gretzky.
Yeah,
Attaboy.
everyone with a brain
Attaboy.
was on
Everybody
Team
was on Team Gretzky
yeah.
except Drew, who was like, I got to be the dissenting opinion here. Jordan was awesome, and Jordan was insane. But like Wayne Gretzky
He also
was
thinks Carmelo Anthony's the best Nugget of all time. So
He also thinks that hockey players wear jorts. So,
All right, Alley part 2 here.
here we go.
Yeah, Michael said that I poured a triple. I poured a lot more than I thought I did. Oh, God. All right, cheers to you guys.
She's the tequila drinker here, so.
yep.
Wow.
I do have a question for the jacked version of Evan Rowell on this podcast. Drew Kreisman loves
that should
spinny
be
goals.
like your nameplate every time you come on our show.
Jack Evan.
But it should be Buff Evan.
It's a double play on words.
Yeah, because
Like
the
it.
CU, yeah, I got you.
Because didn't Evan go to CSU?
I don't
Yeah,
know. I went to
well,
CSU.
yeah,
I
he
don't know
did.
if Evan did. Yeah, he was before my time. Spinny goals. What are your thoughts on spinny goals?
A fantastic way to put the biscuit in the basket.
All right,
Ooh.
acceptable. You're already ahead of Drew in the lingo.
Oh, well, I've got that going for me. You know, people always view me as like a football guy because that's my job, but I've watched all Avs, all Nuggets, all Rockies, all like my whole life.
Yeah, these two over here, AJ and
We just like
RK.
sports.
Yeah,
I know.
That's what it is.
We had on the Denver Sports Podcast, we had a trivia competition for Denver sports, and really it was just between AJ and Ryan.
Yeah, we whooped everybody else's
it
ass.
wasn't close.
AJ won. Fair and square.
Yo, Eddie Kennison was the pull of pulls.
Still hurts.
Get
Yeah.
Loud said 3 more coming, Allie. Absolutely not.
I will still gladly take your super chats, but we're not drinking anymore.
I'll tell you, we can hold him over to
welcome
Saturday.
There you go. Push him to the weekend.
Yeah.
Rollover shots.
Trevor said shooting añejo tequila, not playing. Yeah, that's why it's rough. I said it on the Denver Sports Podcast. It's the only tequila we have left up here. I'm
We have
sober
gone through
now.
a lot of
I-
bottles up here.
Yes,
I'm-
we've gone through a lot of tequila in general.
Gonna bring a bottle of Jaeger for Saturday, so
Jaeger.
we'll be all right. But
It's really weird that my entire life I never had friends that liked Jaeger. And then we end up on the show and it's
Yeah.
like, what's our post-game shot? And it's like, Jaeger.
this
Well,
is
it's
Jaeger's
you.
a
And I had
hockey
nothing
player
I had
shot.
nothing to do with it.
It's you, Rudo, and Eric, and I think Blaze, because every time that I try and get a company tequila shot going, you 3, 4 are always like,
Please,
no,
Jaeger.
Jaeger.
Please, Jaeger.
And Andre's in there sometimes
I can drink
as well.
tequila. It's just nobody's gonna have a good time after.
It's awful. It's awful.
Everyone
No
says.
one has ever had a bad time being around drunk AJ, in my experience.
True. That is true.
Doesn't matter how you got there.
You guys got to be at the part of my life where I'd figured it out.
Not even the chair's having a bad time.
The chair's having the best time.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
All right, so let's wrap this bad boy up here. Final thoughts on this game. Avs up to 5-3 now. Are all worries assuaged at this point?
I mean, I would say yeah, because it's not just the results; it's just that they're playing good hockey. Like, it was sloppy tonight. There were all of the. We've all been watching Avalanche hockey for a long time, and we've all been conditioned for this game to end up in a 2-0 loss.
Yep.
Where a bullshit bounce goes against them and then they get scored on in the empty net.
Yep.
We've all been conditioned that way, and not only did that not happen, but they flipped the script where as soon as they scored, they smelled blood. And we talked last year about this team and its kind of iffy killer instinct. So far this season, when they've started to smell blood, it's been over. They are burying teams.
Yep.
And if that's something that they're going to be able to continue, they're going to be really hard out every night.
Yeah, my take is the Avs are about to go on a statement-like run. And these posts are going to stop going out and start going in. And all of a sudden, like AJ's take just keeps replaying in my head where he was like, at some point the blowouts just become what you are. And I think they're about to blow out. I think they're about to go on a run of teams, a run of games where they blow out a bunch of teams.
I mean, if
Minnesota
we
4 in a row.
yeah, if we win that series against Minnesota, it's on. Like, it's game over for the rest of the West.
Because of the way the divisions are, every game is a 4-point game because it's all division games, right?
Yeah.
They're all 4-point games. But, like, San Jose is at the bottom of the division already, and so it's like, okay, this is just taking care of business. But against Minnesota, who's had a really good start to the year, this is a chance to be like, oh, okay, so you think you're uppity. You're getting a little hyphy. You want your little brother. You want to push Big Brother a little bit. They've got 4 games to decide to let them know, like, here's the hierarchy.
Yep.
And this is their chance right here. You can set the tone for, like, know your place for the rest of this season, or open up that door where now you're in a dogfight with somebody you don't think you need to be in a dogfight with.
Not to bring up old stuff, but remember a couple years ago the Nuggets were the #1 seed, and then they ran into the Warriors, and the Warriors were just like, LOL, like, you guys think you're the #1 seed, and beat them by like 40. That's what I think the Avs are about to do to the Wild.
Isn't that when they had the inside man, the whole Iggy thing?
No, they probably had Iggy, but it was I'm talking about like 2 years ago. Nuggets came out were the #1 seed,
Yeah.
and they played.
yeah.
They played them on like ESPN on like a Friday night. And
You're not talking like actual play. You're talking that regular season game where
yeah,
the Warriors
it's where
were like,
yeah.
oh, right, you guys think you're okay, cool.
National TV and Nuggets.
Yeah, and they blew them out by like
Not a good
27.
season.
Yeah, I remember
It's
that.
so frustrating.
So
how bad
that's what
it
I think
is.
the Wild are about to have a similar wake up call.
I hope so.
Well, and that's what they need to do. Not only to let Minnesota know, but let themselves know. Like, hey, you're the favorites. Now you have an opportunity against a team that's been a little uppity at the start of the year. Go and be the favorites.
Look, I've
slap
got-
that shit down.
I've got family in Minnesota, my whole family in Minnesota, and when they beat us, I have to listen to it. I get texts from them. Like, I don't like it. Don't like it.
Look, Grandma, I'll see you at Thanksgiving.
Quick
Gonna drop
super
the gloves
chat.
or what?
Grandma's dead.
We got to
but-
get to the super chat with Vaguely Sober. Thoughts on Bo tonight?
None.
He was solid. I think I pointed him out twice tonight. One time, the continued that dude is never not confident.
Yeah.
He just gets the puck and he thinks he's amazing, and he is a lot of the time. And 2, his positioning, not there yet, but his
Not
recovery ability, off the charts. That dude knows how to make it work, no
Yeah.
matter what position
He was
ends up in.
He was a little off tonight on that
Yeah,
defensive
yeah.
play, but I mean his speed and skill just makes up for it, right? He recovered fine, basically got his stick in the way of the puck, and not even a shot on net on that one.
There's going to be a time in his career where he loses a step, and he's going to be in trouble. And in the 11
Long
years
time.
before that, the rest of the NHL needs to watch the hell out because the dude is really good already.
He is unreal. I mean, I'm going to be betting that he's going to be scoring a goal in this,
Dude,
next
the race is
4
on
games.
Bo or Makar. Who scores first?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's gonna be Makar, but
He's
I'm
been
going
like
Bo.
danger close. Yeah,
but Makar just because he's right there.
That toe drag in front of the net, it's dirty.
So dirty.
It's
Needed
so
one more.
dirty.
Needed one more.
He needs to hold on to it just a little bit longer.
He'll get there.
Yeah.
I think Bowen Byram is this close. Like right now, I feel like he's relying on his talents more than anything else. And as soon as it starts to click for him and he doesn't have to think anymore or anything like that, he's going to explode.
It has not slowed down at all.
God.
He's still playing at 1,000 miles an hour.
Yep.
I still will say that it sure would be great if the fourth line would score.
Let's go.
This
That's
is
so good.
this is 5 games for Byram, right?
This
is
was game 4.
4
I
games?
believe.
3-1.
Yeah.
Some of you in the
Both
comments
LA games and
kill
then
me.
San Jose.
Some of the people in the comments kill me. Guess it's 11.
No,
o'clock,
it's 4
after
games
dark.
or it's 5 games.
Did he
Adult
play
skate.
the last game against?
Because he played in the first LA game, then both Anaheim, and then both San Jose,
Did he play in the first LA game?
or the second LA game. I'm sorry.
Sec.
Because the first LA game was that weird Eric Johnson 7 line, and then they were like, "Screw
Yeah,
this."
you're
we're
right
putting
because they
Byram
won
in.
the game. He got a point in. Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's 3-2. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's
really?
at 5 games. They've got one more
Yeah.
game until the big decision.
Big
big decision.
It's not a
Yeah.
decision at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Until we get to the 7th game, it's still something we have to keep track of, which clearly we were doing a great
True.
job of.
The Avs get their first series win of the season. Do we have one more super chat there?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Minnesota calls it Duck Duck Gray Duck. That's true. They actually do because Minnesota is a freaky place and their
Disgusting.
hockey team is trash.
I really like the Twins though.
The Twins are like the little brother team
Torrey
that everyone can
Hunter,
root for. I
like-
think.
Torrey Hunter, I always cheered for him.
I love Joe Mauer too. So.
Yeah?
And Justin Morneau.
Yep.
Really
So
liked him.
I've been a
That's
Twins fan for
All right. Enough Minnesota
Forever.
love.
Yeah, ew.
We're a whale
Ball of
team
America.
here
Go
too as well.
Whales.
So the Whitecaps have nothing to do with this podcast.
Kirby's
Go
Puckett.
whale, go
3-1,
whale.
3-1 or bust against Minnesota, and we'll get out of here.
Just at worst 2-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
4-0.
If you go
There you
if
go.
you go
That's what
2
I
and
like.
2,
Wow.
like if you go 2 and 2, you accept that. You're like, okay, fine. It's not any better. It's not any worse. Nobody gained any ground. We just got 4 games out of these assholes out of the way. It's fine.
Nope,
League about
get
to be on
loud.
notice.
Not another half
All
shot
right.
for me.
Bring the heat. Yeah, no one. We're done. We're done drinking until Saturday.
Well, and like with Vegas now having to postpone their game tonight, and then whatever the subsequent schedule changes might be, like if they're off for a week, this is Colorado's chance to be like, oh, we're gonna
dunk on everyone a little bit
right
here,
now because
yeah.
it's Minnesota and Colorado right there with them. It's like, okay, well, if they just say they go 4-0, that's all right. Well, they just took an 8-point jump, and then Vegas is just sitting there watching this happen. Like,
Terrible feeling.
great. Now we have to go catch these guys. Like games in hand and all that will be a factor, sure. But those are games that they still like. Games in hand are not guaranteed points. This is their chance to actually separate, take a division lead, and start to put some early season pressure on other teams to be like, come and catch this.
Yeah.
I do want to say before we head out, I will not be the producer on Saturday. It will be our other producer, Kale Sorbo. So comment section, be nice to him. Maybe make him take a few shots.
Make him
too.
drink.
We're gonna make him
Make
drink
him
a
drink.
lot.
Yeah.
But it will not be me. But I'll still be watching. I'll still be in the chat with you guys.
You gotta haze him for being a
Yeah,
newbie.
and if Drew's gonna be here, Evan should be here too.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
gonna be a
party
packed
show for
house.
sure.
Goodness.
It's gonna be
so much beard.
It's gonna be a casting couch.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I think it's fortunately, we cannot have 5 people in this set. So
See?
We'll find a way.
There's a spot right
Yeah.
here. Look at that. There's plenty of space there.
But yeah, so I'll be in the chat with you guys on Saturday, but I will not be producing. I won't have any control, which really scares me with this show.
All right. On that note, if you have a late night ahead of you, like some of us do here, doing Avalanche content, Strava Craft Coffee might be the CBD coffee for you. Head on over to StravaCraftCoffee.com and check it out. The CBD is non-psychoactive and it's really changed lives. Been known to help with many different things like aches and pains, joint pain, migraines, IBS, a ton of other things as well. You can get 20% off when you use code DNVR20 at checkout, and you can sign up for their subscription service as well, which gets you 20% off every single week when you set it up. So jump on that offer, We are out of here for the night. Thank you, everyone, for the viewings, listenings, however you consume all of the super chats as well. Much, much appreciated. We love you guys so much. Please don't make us drink too much on Saturday, but I'll come prepared.
Oh, everyone is Ubering. I'm calling.
Take it easy the rest of your Thursday night. We'll be back tomorrow with some Free Skate Friday content for you. Like and subscribe as well, of course. Really helps us out when you do that on the YouTube channel. Check out our post-game content when it's up later tonight. Have a good one. We're outie. Take it easy. Later.